Hello and welcome. You are looking at the testbed for the Blitzshield helmet concept. This is a helmet shell or shield that floats on top of a standard helmet system. What is the difference between the two systems? Mine makes it more difficult for the impact forces to enter the brain, and here's how I did it. As we see in figure 1, when a regular helmet receives an impact, there is contact with the shell and a pressure wave forms. As it travels, it is somewhat absorbed by the padding, but the rest of the wave passes through it into the head and then happily bounces around inside your skull. Now, when the exact same event happens to a Blitzshield, the same pressure wave forms. The deadly wave now, however, has a significant problem. So let's stop right here for a bit. Remember that pressure waves hate traveling through different types of things. And without getting too scientific, let's just say they hate traveling through the air and then being forced back into something solid. In figure 1, the shell, the padding, and the head are all compressed together during an impact. Here, I keep them separate. I have forced the wave to generate into the solid state of the outer shell, highlighted in yellow, then I force it into the gaseous state in the air gap. The wave now really wants to stay in the air, and therefore most of it bounces off the inner shell and then escapes out the sides and vents or holes. There is some residual wave that is still forced into the inner helmet, but it's much less than without the shield. What was my muse for this idea? Well, from a documentary here.
The Bureau of Ordnance, in the meantime, had corresponded with Albert Einstein at Princeton University on a variety of issues, including torpedo detonation. Einstein, who was paid $25 a day as a consultant, quickly understood the problem. The contact exploder's firing pin, located in the warhead, was deforming on impact before it could detonate the explosive. Einstein's immediate suggestion was to add a space at the front of the warhead, providing an additional cushion to absorb the initial shock.
That pin that was sheared off is under similar forces as a brain inside a skull. On the testbed here, you can see the holes that I've cut out. These were done in a very specific pattern for the test you are about to see. The front and the back were cut into different sizes and shapes to see how they would fare in the test. Here are the results for the front impact tests. As you can see, they show a 30% increase in efficiency. Yeah, so what, you say? 30% is meaningless to most people, you're right. Let me show you what 30% means to you, the player. The first video is the inner helmet test. The piston is set to 21 miles per hour. Watch the head snap back. Now, pay attention to the position of the nose. You need to remember how high it points before the head comes back down. This is important later on. Now watch the test with the Blitzshield on. Notice how much the helmet shakes, especially the mask and the outer ends. That is the wave desperately trying to escape. Notice that the head doesn't snap back and the nose points about halfway as high as in the last clip. Here is part of the raw data. This is just from the front impact test. Let's keep things simple. Helmets are rated by the SI or severity index. Don't worry about specifics, just know that lower is better. The inner helmet is the Adams, and it has an SI average of 545. We added the Blitzshield on top of the Adams, and we got a 352. If you notice in the first set of tests that the values vary widely in comparison to the second set of tests. Direct your attention to tests number 10 and 11. The pad slipped and gave a poor reading. I therefore averaged out the lowest three results and got a 330. I then took the bottom three results of the Adams test and got a 544. That's a whopping difference of 213 or 39% reduction at 21 miles an hour. This is a monumental achievement and cannot be done with standard helmet design. The last item I'd like to close with is the big what-ifs left in this equation. What if there are ways to improve the system? There must be more technology out there that can be used to bring the SI down more than 40%. Also, what is the impact of a Blitzshield to Blitzshield hit? A Blitzshield helmet won't be inflicting as much damage as a regular helmet, therefore the combined scores when two helmets hit together must be lower than these tests currently show. This is the new technology that can save football. Thank you for watching my video.